Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Adrienne Etherton, who is the Sustainability Management Analyst for the City of Brisbane. That is a mouthful. Adrienne, thanks for coming back. Last time we saw you, you were with Sustainability San Mateo County. So now you're with the City of Brisbane. And so if somebody hears the title, Sustainability Management Analyst, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, it is quite a mouthful, and there are different names for this position in different cities all up and down the peninsula. But really what it means is that I'm focused on addressing our climate action plan and reducing greenhouse gas emissions for the city. So I staff 2 of our citizen advisory committees, an open space and ecology committee, as well as a complete street safety committee, and really just look at how can we as a city reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and protect the environment.
Well, it sounds like the state has done a great job at asking the cities to get in this game. Obviously, it's all from a local level as to what we do, reducing our greenhouse gases in the state and then on a federal level too. So thank you for doing what you do in Brisbane, but you also have some fun and unique programs that are happening. And today we're going to be focusing on electric vehicles. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
Yeah, well, the City of Brisbane recently opened a new fast electric vehicle charging station. It was funded by a grant from the Bay Area Air Quality Management District and the California Energy Commission. It's called the Charge Fast program, and really they're trying to expand adoption of electric vehicles across the state by putting more of this charging infrastructure out there. So really kind of looking at a statewide level, trying to increase EV adoption, and we were fortunate to receive this grant to install a charging station. We worked with Judy Ng, who is the owner of the Brisbane Village Shopping Center, to locate the charging station on her site. And we really felt that that was a great fit for the city because it's kind of centrally located. It's easy for residents and workers to get there, but also for the commuting public to access it. So we went ahead and installed a ChargePoint 50 kilowatt charging station that is accessible to anyone in the area to come by and charge. And it has 2 different kinds of connections. It has a CHAdeMO and SAE combo are the kind of standards in the industry lingo, if you will, that can use the station. So pretty much anybody who has an electric vehicle with fast charging capability can come on by and use the station. And we opened the station on February 14th on Valentine's Day to kind of celebrate our love of EVs.
So are you able to tell the occupancy of the EV stations? So can you see what times they're being used? When is the heaviest days, times of the day? And then when you say fast, how fast do you mean? Is it cutting the normal time down in half? Is it just reducing it by X amount? I mean, tell us a little bit about why this is a unique station.
Well, so the fast stations, they're 50 kilowatt stations, and it depends on the type of vehicle and what level
the battery
of charge,
size, right?
The battery size, all of that, how long it will take. But most vehicles can charge at a fast charging station in 20 minutes, up to maybe an hour. With the level 2 charging station that a lot of people are probably familiar seeing, you know, the charging time is more like 3 to 8 hours. So this kind of fast charging station is really enabling people to kind of top off on their way home from work,
right,
or to get a little more juice during the day much more quickly. It's in a retail location, so there are a number of restaurants there. They can, you know, stop by, fill up, grab some lunch, and be on their way again. So really kind of trying to make it possible for people who have longer commutes or need a little bit of an extra charge to get in and get out quickly.
And for those of us that don't have electric vehicles, which I'm admitting at the moment, how do you typically make a reservation? Do you just get there and hope that the station is free, open, I mean, that no one's using it, and then just dock in?
Yeah, I mean, so there are a couple different maps. The manufacturer ChargePoint has a map that shows whether the station is available or not.
Okay.
And there are a couple other maps out there like PlugShare that pull in different different charging stations. So you can see if the charging station is open and then just, pull up and use it if it's available.
And do you charge?
We are not currently charging. So we decided to do a 6-month pilot program where we're offering sessions up to 45 minutes free. And of course, at 45 minutes, most of the people who are going to be stopping there and charging are going to get a full charge or very close to. So after that 45 minutes, we are charging $5 an hour, but that's really just to try to encourage
people don't leave it all day long, right?
Exactly. We want to make sure that other people are able to use the station. So there's just a little bit of an incentive to get them moving on.
Right.
That'll be for the first 6 months. And then we are tracking the data and really trying to see how and when people are using it so we can set a long-term pricing plan. We definitely want to see people using the station. We will probably also look to recoup some of our costs while keeping it an enticing place for people to visit and get a fair price.
If I wasn't plugging into this free station, this free EV station, and I were plugging in at home using my own electricity, are there some comparisons for the electric vehicle versus gas?
I'm so glad you asked. In fact, there are. So most people who have an electric vehicle are charging at home overnight. And that's when electricity rates are really the lowest because there's such low demand. So they're able to do that very price competitively. There was a report from the Union of Concerned Scientists a couple of months ago. It was called Going from Pump to Plug. And they actually studied the comparison of a electric vehicle versus gas. And they showed that across 50 cities in the United States, on average, electric vehicle users were spending about $770 less per year on fueling. So, it's a big range depending on when and where you charge, considering the time of use rates, and electric rates are different all throughout the country.
Right.
But it is really price competitive to do that.
Right, and when you compare what vehicle you were pumping gas into, if it was a large SUV, the numbers are even greater. We just have about a minute because I want to get into Earth Day later on. But can you tell us what are the other sort of strategies that Brisbane is deploying to keep your greenhouse gas emissions low?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of on the EV vein, we do have a level 2 charger available in our marina. That was installed a few years ago by a boater in cooperation with the city. So there's a second public charging station in town. We are in the process of installing solar panels on the roof of City Hall. So that's going to be finished up this summer. We've been doing a lot of energy efficiency projects in our own facilities over the years and are now looking at how we can better educate and encourage the public to participate in some of those energy efficiency programs and kind of studying ways that we can really drive building energy efficiency, which is a really big sector of greenhouse gas emissions.
Well, Adrienne, thanks so much for telling us all that's happening from Brisbane from a sustainability standpoint. Now I'd like to just move into Earth Week. And you have some exciting programs that you wanted to talk about coming up for Earth Day, Earth Week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say it really is kind of a whole month of celebration. So we do have some great signage that goes up on Visitation Avenue in Brisbane to kind of bring awareness to the community about Earth Month. Every year on Earth Day, we have an annual Earth Day cleanup event. So this year that'll be on April 21st. From 9:30 to 12:30 at Mission Blue and Monarch Drives. We'll be pulling invasive plants. And we also will have a Bosca landscape education class on April 18th. That'll be at City Hall from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a hands-on workshop to learn about water-wise edible gardening. So really excited about those two programs and kind of celebrating Earth Day with the Brisbane community.
And just so our viewers didn't miss it, we'll put those two links at the end of this program so people can see them and then be able to go right straight to your website and get additional information and remind themselves of the two dates and when to participate for Earth Month in Brisbane.
Great, thank
Well,
you.
Adrienne, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you'll come back and give us another update on all the sustainable things that are happening in Brisbane.
Absolutely.
It's certainly an active city, so thanks so much for telling us all about what's going on.
Absolutely.
And we'll see all of you next week on Penn Voice.